Meanwhile, WION's executive editor, Palki Sharma Upadhyay, is presently in Ukraine right now and has been tracking the story very closely for his centers this report, with more insights into why the Minsk agreement of 2014 might not be a solution that Macron could be looking for. Listen in.
The Minsk agreement, which the West is trying to sell as the peace deal that can avert a war, is inherently flawed. It's a ceasefire agreement that has not held. It was signed in February 2015, the second part of the Minsk agreement. And what the West basically wants to do is to have Ukraine follow this on Russia's terms. And that is something that Ukraine is not okay with. It is no secret that the current Ukrainian president, Volodymyr Zelensky, does not like the terms of the Minsk agreement. It also goes on to show that what Macron said was being very close to a peace deal has not really materialized. He went to Moscow and he linked European security with Russian security. He came back here in Kyiv and he offered something that the government of Ukraine was not excited about, to go back to the Minsk agreement. Now you have to understand what this agreement is about to know why the Ukrainians are not okay with it. This agreement asks Ukraine to recognize two areas in the Donbas region as areas with a special status. It will give political representation to leaders from this region who are pro-Kremlin. And these leaders potentially will then have a veto power over Ukraine's foreign policy, over Ukraine's decisions to join NATO or not. And that is something that is not okay with the Ukrainian government. Another inherent problem with this is that the Minsk agreement does not even recognize Russia as part of the problem. Russia is not mentioned there. Russia does not agree that it is party to the problem. How can it be a part of the solution? So none of the leaders here who are basically offering this accord as the solution to this crisis have explained how this is going to be implemented, who is going to be implementing its terms first, and on what conditions. They're basically asking Kyiv to make unilateral concessions and succumb to Russian pressure.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.